Have you ever felt like something heavy was wrapped around your life? An invisible weight that drains your energy, blocks your blessings, or pulls you into sadness for no clear reason. Some people call it bad luck. Others call it misfortune. Some even call it a curse. But every believer knows that nothing touches a servant except by the permission of Allah. And nothing is lifted except by His mercy. Today, I want to share something powerful with you. A simple practice rooted in intention, sincerity, and faith. Drink this for 3 consecutive mornings, and with the permission of Allah, you may feel a change in your heart, your mind, and your life. Not magic, not superstition, but a moment of returning to God with purity and hope. Before you scroll, ask yourself, what if relief is closer than you think? What if this small act could open a door you've been begging Allah to unlock? If you've ever felt spiritually attacked, emotionally exhausted, or stuck in a cycle that just won't break, stay with me. This message might be exactly what your heart has been waiting for. If you've ever felt helpless or cursed, type Ameen in the comments right now. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Share this video with your loved ones, because this knowledge can literally change a life. Every day, somewhere on this earth, there is a person who feels like their life has been swallowed by darkness. Not because they are weak, and not because they are cursed by people, but because the world itself has become heavy. And in moments like these, even the strongest hearts beg for a small sign of relief. Think of Gaza today, families who have lost everything, parents who put their children to sleep hungry, praying that the next hour won't bring another explosion. Many of them have no shelter, no medicine, no certainty if tomorrow will even come. Yet even in this unbearable suffering, you see mothers whispering Ayatul Kursi over their babies. You see fathers standing over the ruin of their homes saying, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. When the world gives them nothing, their hearts still cling to Allah. Or imagine the survivors of the recent floods in Asia and Africa, where entire villages have been washed away. People stand in muddy water where their homes used to be. They have nothing left. No possession, no memories to hold, no path forward. I remember one testimony from a man who said, when the water took everything, I finally realized the only thing that can never drown is faith. There is the kind of spiritual resilience that grows not in comfort, but in devastation. And think of the refugees walking across borders today. Families fleeing war, dragging bags filled not with clothes, but with memories and fear. They sleep under open skies, praying not for wealth or success, but for safety, for mercy, for one night without terror. And in the middle of that vulnerability, they raise their hands whispering, Ya Allah, remove this hardship, remove this darkness. These are not stories from history books. These are happening right now, in our time. And maybe your story is different. Maybe your war is inside your chest. Maybe your flood is the flood of anxiety that won't stop. Maybe the home you lost wasn't made of bricks, but of peace, comfort, or trust. Sometimes life collapses, not through bombs or storms, but through betrayal, heartbreak, failure, depression, or fear. You don't have to live in a war zone to feel like you're in one. And in all these places, whether real battlefields or emotional ones, the human soul searches for a moment of relief, a drop of hope, a sign from Allah that He has not abandoned them. That is where this message enters. Not as a miracle cure, not as a superstition, but as a reminder that sometimes a simple act, a drink taken with sincere intention for 3 consecutive mornings, can become the spark that reignites faith in a heart drowning in exhaustion. Because when you set an intention, when you whisper a dua, when you ask Allah to lift what burdens you, Healing can begin long before your circumstances change. If you know someone suffering right now, share this video with them. Let's spread hope. Have you seen people around you going through hardship? Would you share this message with them? Comment yes or no. In Islam, the idea of removing a curse, lifting harm, or finding relief from unseen difficulties is not something strange or foreign. It is woven into the very fabric of the Quran, the Sunnah, and the lives of the believers who came before us. Allah reminds us again and again that human beings are fragile, surrounded by tests, touched by pain, but never abandoned. He also reminds us that healing is one of His names, one of His attributes, and one of His gifts. Allah is Ash-Shafi, the healer. He heals the body through medicine. He heals the mind through clarity and patience. He heals the soul through sincerity, remembrance, and turning back to Him. And He heals the heart through hope, faith, and the softening of fear. When a believer feels spiritually blocked, when they feel overwhelmed, unlucky, or affected by negative forces, Islam teaches that the first step is not to look outward, but to look upward. Because every hardship, every whisper of fear, every night spent awake in stress, all of it is under Allah's control. And the one who controls the difficulty is the same one who can remove it instantly. The Quran is filled with stories of people who faced unimaginable hardship, yet found relief when they turned to Allah with sincerity, humility, and unwavering trust. Think of Prophet Ayub, Job, a man who lost his wealth, his health, his family, and even the support of his community. His entire body was overtaken by illness. His organs weakened. His skin cracked. His voice faded. Yet what did he say? Indeed, adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. Not a complaint, but a plea wrapped in humility. And Allah responded. Instantly. Allah told him to wash and drink from a spring, a simple act of purity, and his healing began. Not because the water was magic, but because the sincerity was powerful. This is why acts like drinking clean water with intention, reciting dua, and turning to Allah are meaningful. They echo the spiritual logic that the Quran teaches. Sometimes, healing begins with a small physical act combined with a massive spiritual intention. Think of Prophet Yunus, Jonah, swallowed by a giant creature in the depths of the sea, total darkness, crushing fear, absolute helplessness. No exit. No escape. Anyone else would have considered it the end. But Yunus turned inward, and then upward. He said, "There is no God but you. Glory be to you. I was among the wrongdoers." And the moment he acknowledged his weakness before Allah, relief began. Allah commanded the creature to release him. A miracle, a rescue, a new beginning. Again, it wasn't the location, the ocean, or the creature that changed. It was the state of his heart. Think of Maryam, Mary, mother of Isa, alone, exhausted, in unbearable pain, leaning against a palm tree, wishing for death from overwhelming fear and despair. And what did Allah tell her? Shake the trunk of the palm tree. Fresh dates will fall for you. Allah could have given her the fruit without effort. But He wanted her to act, even if the act seemed small compared to her suffering. This is the pattern of the Quran. You take a step, even a small one, and Allah opens a door. You move your lips in a dua, and Allah changes your reality. You drink something with sincere intention, and Allah places healing in it. So when we speak about drinking something for 3 consecutive mornings, we're not speaking about superstition. We're speaking about niyyah, intention. A believer sets an intention for healing, protection, and purification, and then performs a simple act as a reminder of their reliance on Allah. Just as Ayub bathed and drank from the spring, just as Maryam shook the tree, just as Yunus repeated his dua, just as the Prophet Muhammad taught us to recite Qur'anic verses for protection and relief. Because healing in Islam is not only physical, it is emotional, it is spiritual, it is psychological. It is the quiet moment when you whisper a verse, place your trust in Allah. Drink something with sincerity and suddenly feel lighter. Not because the world around you changed, but because the world inside you did. And that inner world is where real curses are lifted, where fear dissolves, where hope returns, where the heart reconnects to the one who controls everything. If you believe in Allah as Ash-Shafi, the healer, write, I believe in the comments. Does this resonate with your understanding of Islamic healing? Share your thoughts below. So what does it actually mean when we say, drink this for 3 consecutive mornings, and with Allah's permission, every burden or curse may leave your body? First, understand this clearly. Islam does not teach magic formulas. There is no guaranteed miracle drink. There is no shortcut that forces Allah's will. But Islam does teach something far more powerful. The transformation that happens when your heart sets an intention and repeats it with consistency. The idea of drinking something pure, like clean water, for 3 straight mornings is not about the liquid itself. It is about using a simple physical act to anchor a spiritual intention. It's similar to the way Prophet Ayub alayhi salam was told to wash and drink from a spring, or how Zamzam is honored by the Prophet as a source of healing for whatever it is drunk for. Here's how this practice works spiritually. 1. You wake early, before the noise of the world enters your mind, before the stress of the day can touch you. This is the time when dua is strongest, when hearts are softest. 2. You prepare a glass of clean water. Water is one of Allah's greatest symbols of purity. It washes, it cleans, it revives, it sustains. The Quran says, and we made from water every living thing. 3. You hold it with intention, niyyah. You quietly ask Allah, Ya Allah, remove every harm, every sadness, every negative force, every burden that weighs on me. You can recite Ayatul Kursi, Al-Fatiha, or any dua of protection, not because these verses change the water, but because they change you. 4. You drink slowly, not rushing, not distracted, just you and Allah in that silent moment. This is where healing begins, in the calmness that returns to your chest. 5. You repeat this for 3 consecutive mornings. Why 3? Because spiritual change rarely happens in one moment. Repeating the intention builds discipline, consistency, and emotional clarity. It tells your heart, I am returning to Allah. I am cleansing myself. I am seeking His protection. Some people say that after the first morning, they feel nothing. After the second, they feel lighter. After the third, their thoughts feel clearer. Their sleep improves, their worries soften. Not because the water removed the curse, but because Allah responded to sincerity. A very important caution. This practice is not a medical treatment. If you are facing illness, trauma, depression, or abuse, you must seek help through the proper channels. Spiritual acts are support, not a replacement for care. Think of this as a reset, a grounding ritual, a way to tell your heart, I am seeking healing from the one who controls all healing. There is nothing haram, magical, or superstitious about drinking water with dua. It becomes a spiritual practice only through your intention, humility, and connection to Allah. And sometimes, that simple shift can break cycles that felt unbreakable. If you're willing to try this for 3 mornings with sincere intention, comment, I'm trying. Would you like me to guide you through a morning intention or dua in the next video? Comment yes or no. Sometimes, the most powerful proof of spiritual healing is not an argument but a story. The lived experiences of people who stood at the edge of collapse and felt Allah pull them back. Story 1. The young mother from Gaza. A young mother, displaced by the war, shared her story through a humanitarian volunteer. She had lost her home, her husband, and almost all her possessions. She lived in a tent with her 2 children, surviving on almost nothing. Nights were the hardest. The children cried themselves to sleep, and she prayed until dawn for strength. One morning, she said she remembered a hadith about drinking with intention and saying, Bismillah. She had nothing but a small cup of water, but she whispered Ayatul Kursi over it and drank slowly. She repeated it again the next morning, and then the third. She said, nothing around me changed, but inside, I felt something lift. I felt like I could breathe again. I felt that Allah had not forgotten me. This is what spiritual healing often looks like. Not the removal of hardship, but the return of hope. Story 2. The man overwhelmed by anxiety. In another part of the world, far from war and disaster, a man in his 30s felt completely broken. He had a stable job, a home, a family, yet anxiety suffocated him. He couldn't sleep. He woke up shaking. He feared losing everything. Doctors helped him, but he felt spiritually empty. One night, he came across a reminder about intention, purification, and drinking water with dua. For 3 mornings, he tried it. He woke early, recited Surah Al-Fatiha over a glass of water, and asked Allah to free him from the invisible weight. On the 3rd morning, he said he cried. Not from sadness, but because he felt calm for the first time in months. He said, maybe the water didn't change anything, but my connection with Allah did. Story 3. The girl healing from betrayal. A young woman experienced deep betrayal from someone she trusted. She felt cursed, as if darkness followed her everywhere. Her self-esteem collapsed. Her trust in people vanished, and she felt lost. Her grandmother, a devout Muslim, told her, when your heart is broken, drink water with intention. Purify your body and let Allah purify your soul. She did it for 3 mornings. On the 3rd, she wrote in her journal, my heart still hurts, but now the pain feels like part of a journey, not a prison. Healing didn't erase the past. It rebuilt her from the inside, what these stories teach us. None of these testimonies claim that water has magical ability. None of them promise miracles. What they show is that a sincere act, repeated with faith, can awaken something inside the heart that was asleep: hope, clarity, patience, strength. This is how Allah heals, sometimes subtly, sometimes slowly, sometimes in ways no one else can see. And this is why the 3 mornings practice matters. It is not a cure, it is a doorway, a moment, a signal to Allah, I'm trying to return to you. And Allah says, "Whoever comes to me walking, I come to him running." If you have ever experienced relief after turning to Allah, share your story below. Your words might heal someone who is suffering in silence. Do you want more real stories like these in upcoming videos? Comment yes or no. Healing in Islam is not meant to be a lonely journey. Even the strongest believers, prophets, scholars, righteous people, relied on both faith and community, on dua and action, on patience and effort. And this is where many people misunderstand spiritual practices like the 3 mornings ritual. It's not meant to replace your responsibilities. It's meant to support your heart as you walk through them. A sincere dua is powerful, but so is seeking help when you need it. Reciting a verse brings light, but so does reaching out to a loved one. Drinking water with intention purifies you inside, but giving charity, apologizing, forgiving, helping others, these purify your life as well. The Prophet taught us to tie our camel and trust Allah. Meaning, rely on Allah with your heart but take steps with your hands. So as you perform this 3 morning practice, remember, speak kindly even when you're hurting. Give charity even if it's 1 coin. Apologize to someone you wronged. Pray for someone without them knowing. Help someone weaker than you. These actions don't just heal your situation, they heal your heart. And often, the curse we feel is simply the accumulation of sorrow, guilt, stress, or neglect that spiritual and moral actions can wash away. Never underestimate how much Allah loves even the smallest effort you make. A tiny act of goodness can open a door of mercy bigger than anything you imagined. We're all walking through life carrying silent battles. But together, by supporting each other, praying for one another, and spreading reminders of hope, we become stronger. Tag someone you want Allah to protect today. Even 1 name can be a powerful dua. Did you tag someone? Write "done" below so we can make dua for them too. If there is one message you carry from this video, let it be this: you are not alone, and your hardship is not unnoticed. Allah sees the tears you hide, the battles you fight in silence, the nights you lie awake searching for peace. And He never leaves a heart that sincerely turns toward Him empty-handed. This simple act, drinking with intention for 3 mornings, is not the solution to every problem. But it can be the beginning of something beautiful. A reset, a small door opening inside you. A reminder that even the heaviest burdens can be lifted when you reconnect with the one who created your heart. If you feel lost, try it. If you feel blocked, try it. If you feel overwhelmed, try it. Not as magic, not as superstition, but as a moment of returning to Allah with hope and humility. Remember, healing is a journey. Some days you will feel strong, other days broken. But every step you take, every dua you whisper, every good deed you perform, every moment you choose patience over despair, brings you closer to relief. And if this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Someone out there is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Share hope, share light, share a reminder that Allah's mercy never runs out. Like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs hope today. You might be the reason their heart finds relief. Which topic should I cover next? Spiritual healing, Quran stories, or real-world faith during hardship? Comment your choice below.